My first marriage, I got married when I was 24. I messed that up. The second one.
Hi there, family. Are you eager to learn more about the true events in Steve Harvey's marriage? Are we going to get his side of the tale at last? We're going to talk more about the true score between Steve Harvey and his wife, Marjorie. So buckle up and stay in your seats. Divorce-related disputes and the potential reasons behind this choice will be made public. Want to know more details? Come on, let's get started. Most likely, you've heard of Marjorie Harvey's purported infidelity. However, are you also aware of the gossip regarding Steve's previous spouses and his infidelity? Well, since Marjorie's problem was only discovered recently, all attention is now focused on her. However, in front of these divorce rumors, people, especially fans, should also take into account the chance that Steve made a mistake throughout their relationship. In any case, a lot of information on Marjorie's history is also being resurrected, since some believe the experiences she had during her prior two marriages are pertinent to the charges that are being leveled against her at the moment. This is just one of several videos that you can watch online of Steve expressing his admiration and love for his wife, Marjorie. People assumed that they had a wonderful relationship and that infidelity would never be a problem for them as a result of all of these. However, notice where those hopes have brought us thus far. Here's another illustration. Steve once declared, "I've made so many bad decisions," during an interview. To locate the right girl, you have to file for divorce. I have some knowledge of that. I married someone who was already happy, and I'm naturally happy, he stated in a different statement. Thus, we can just enhance each other's enjoyment rather than trying to make one other happy. He went on, "I don't talk about ex-partners. I don't recall them or any happy times spent with them. Prior to the arrival of my wife, I knew nothing. But in spite of all those kind sentiments, they are in the news right now, and it's not for a joyful or enjoyable cause. The prospect of their relationship disintegrating is a threat to their formerly unwavering alliance. Even just the notion that they will file for divorce stings the feelings of everyone who supported them. This might also completely destroy their contemporary blended family home. Some strong statements from a man who his ex-wife claims he had several extramarital encounters. However, as more and more people are blaming Marjorie, some were forced to probe around more, and what they found was another rumor, this one concerning Steve's infidelity. It's likely that many people anticipated this. People would naturally want more information since they are the subject of gossip due to an affair. And it appears that Marjorie was not the only partner who made a mistake. Well, we're not counting errors here. It is simply that before forming assumptions or rumors, individuals ought to consider both sides of the argument. Thus, for those who are unaware, this is Jim Townsend, Marjorie's first husband. Although she was only 18 at the time, her youth had nothing to do with their relationship's breakdown. Jim and Marjorie apparently started dating while he was still married. She doesn't know anything about his current spouse. However, there is a myth that she purposefully stopped taking birth control in order to conceive with him. Her daughter Lori was born after her success. This is the reason Jim ultimately made the decision to divorce his wife. That's not the end of it either, since Jim was the subject of a drug investigation. This resulted in his imprisonment for life, but during Barack Obama's presidency, he was granted a pardon. To cut a long tale short, he wrote a book, came out of jail, and discovered some information about Marjorie there. Thereafter, Marjorie wed another drug dealer, Darnell Woods, as her second husband. Due to their refusal to discuss their differences with the public, not much is known about the reason for their divorce. Now, a lot of individuals were in favor of Steve and Marjorie's relationship, since they had known each other for a very long time before deciding to go on dates, fall in love, and eventually get married. Many fans firmly feel that they were destined to be together. Marjorie once told the story of how they first connected. The audience is very enthralled with this. You have undoubtedly been hearing rumors for the past few days that Marjorie cheated on Steve by using William Big Boom Freeman, his personal bodyguard. Steve and Marjorie were not responding to any of these charges. Considering that Freeman spends a lot of time with her spouse, it makes sense that Marjorie and Freeman would interact frequently. Come on, hearing stories like these is nothing new, and most of the time the accusations made against them were untrue. Tasha K, a well-known podcaster, made a disclosure that is further agitating the situation. You know, I heard some info about Steve, the 60-year-old, and his gorgeous personal chef, she remarked. Now notice that Tasha K is well known not because all of the things she tells about various artists are true, but rather because of the sheer number of falsehoods she spreads about them. What's fresh about these individuals? These claims are drawing attention to them because they are aware that if they release any kind of information about A-list celebrities and prominent people, people will talk about it constantly and it will go viral online. Steve appeared to be in excellent standing with Marjorie just a few weeks ago, as he shared her affection for his wife on Instagram. Still going strong, he added, tagging Marjorie in the post. However, things can quickly change, particularly when the pair is the subject of rumors like these. It was Marjorie at first, but it seems like Steve is having his fair share of affairs now that the roles have been reversed. It's true that Steve has faced accusations of cheating before. There were more reports of his having an affair than Marjorie being involved in one. Do you recall his initial union with Marjorie Harvey? He wasn't the skilled comedian and TV host that we all know him to be now at that point. During their marriage, Marcia made an effort to hide her private life. She was pregnant with their third child when they separated in 1994. His extensive travels and his sluggish ascent to fame perhaps played a part in their divorce. His first divorce was not a messy affair, but it was far worse than the second. This was Steve's second wife, Mary Shackelford. There are rumors that Steve and Mary began dating prior to the completion of his divorce from Marcia. Following many years of dating, Mary and Steve called it quits in 2005. Things between them got really ugly after that. Mary and Steve got into a legal dispute in 2011 about Mary's fabrications regarding the host. When they divorced, she really got a ton of alimony in addition to multiple houses. Mary, however, was in a winning streak and continued to level more defamatory charges against Steve. She went so far as to say that Steve had an affair with Marjorie, his current wife.